always interested in the cycles of discussions on social media. Like, for example, certain things like overspending and all of that obviously always happen around the New Year's, Christmas time. But then certain things like dupes just seem to happen once a quarter. But everything obviously all ties together. That's it. That's my intro. Hey, I'm Amanda, you're watching Swell Entertainment, and I'm coming to you from the floor of my office. Why I have the flu? I'm at the tail end of it. I still feel really yucky, but the good thing about being self-employed is that I can do it from the floor of my office in my pajamas. It is currently New Year's Eve as I am filming this, and like I said, a lot of things are very cyclical. So two things happen very close together at this time of year that I think coincide with each other, which I find very interesting. And that is the holiday hauls that included fake luxury items and the Birkin, as in the Walmart Birkin. Now, I'm not quite sure which one came first. I think they were around the same couple of days, but the holiday hauls are where I'm really going to start talking about things, because like the Christmas gift hauls are something that have just always existed on social media. You know, the YouTube holiday hauls, Christmas hauls were a huge deal back in the day, okay, for the lifestyle girlies, the beauty girlies, all of them. Back then, I liked it because I was like, oh my God, like this is what having money is like. And then now as a 27-year-old who can buy things for myself, I'm just like, God, I love being nosy. And one in particular really got a lot of attention this year, and that is from the Darnells. Now, I never covered the Darnells, I don't think, because I never really covered the Bama Rush TikTok situation. One of the girls that like really blew up from a Bama Rush video was Kylie Darnell when she was rushing. She and her sister now, she has a sister, I think Izzy or Lizzie, I'm not certain. I never really followed that situation. I was never really on Bama Rush TikTok. I would just occasionally get recommended the videos. It was a huge deal at a time, and a couple of you guys asked me to make videos, and I just really never felt the inclination to do it. So Kylie posted her holiday haul. I never saw her sisters, but her sisters seemingly had the same issues within her video. I believe this video from Kylie is still up.
I'm going to give you a Christmas haul because I posted a video asking if y'all wanted one, and y'all did.
The first part of the haul is pretty much all just like clothing stuff. It's like pajamas, it's a couple of retrofit. Then we start getting into the luxury items. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that everything that she shows is fake, because I have no way of determining that. But she has since said that some things are fake and some things are real, essentially.
I am obsessed with them. I will wear them all the time. Y'all know I love a kitten heel. So that was like the top of my list. So I was literally screaming, jumping up and down whenever I got them. Straw one from Chanel. Adorable. Love her. I can't wait to wear her all year round. My very first big girl bag to go with my big girl boobs.
It's interesting because I do think she knows which ones are real and which ones aren't, because I think you can tell in how quickly she shows the ones that are real versus the one, like the shoes she kind of held up for a while.
We also got, yes, I know.
Yes, I know. Puts it down immediately. Like just the way she's like showing off the bags versus being like, I got these shoes, I love them, I was obsessed with them. Like just the difference. I'm like, I think you know these are fake. People very quickly pointed out that specifically the bags that Kylie was showing, most of them were not real. Specifically the Dior bag that she showed, the shape of the diamond is not the same as is on the bag for Dior. Apparently someone was able to find that Dior had done a bag in that exact same style a few years back. However, that would make it an item that would be harder to get their hands on now, and you would have to buy it secondhand or on a resale market in some capacity. I am not certain of this claim though. I believe the first Chanel bag she shows, you can see a tag on it in the back. They usually don't come with that when you buy from Chanel. And I should note as well, she is showing these items that she is taking out of the designer box, or she has the designer boxes or bags in the background, implying that these came from the Chanel and Dior stores, okay? Or that they at least came in those boxes. So Izzy, I think, deleted her Christmas haul video, but hers had the same allegedly, where it was like some items that were just very clearly not legitimate bags, okay? Izzy posted a video of a mini Kelly bag from Hermes that she said Santa got for her, but the comment sections are already killing me. Which Walmart is this from? Did you get this at Walmart? I have the exact same bag. Walmart has those too. OMG, I just saw this bag at Walmart, which, like I said, everything comes together, we will get to the Walmart bag. Kylie put out a video 3 days ago that says, when the internet is talking shit about you, but you still wear your Christmas haul out. Honestly, I think the heels are real. I think at least the second pair of heels are real. The first pair of sneakers looked wonky, but I'm not super familiar with Chanel sneakers. But then they said, oh, our parents bought everything real from Forward.
We're gonna have to share receipts now because, y'all, we don't want to make you mad or make you think that we've got fake, we've got real, but here is from Forward. Here is the receipt on the phone.
Forward Online Luxury Clothing, I believe they are owned by Revolve Group Company, yeah, down at the bottom. So now Kylie in particular has done quite a lot of collabs with Revolve, has been working with Revolve. A lot of influencers do, they work with Revolve. So I would not be shocked if this was some form of a collaboration of some sort. Would hope it would be disclosed. Nothing on her thing, it just says #real. The orders are all made on the 27th and $5,000, $6,000, $5,000.
I would never, ever in real life share receipt, but y'all know on the internet, y'all have trolled us and slapped us so hard that we're at the point where we have to. So let's get into the haul.
This is giving undisclosed ad in my opinion. Allegedly, I'm gonna cover my own ass. So her mom posted, okay, hate me for buying my girls the Real for Christmas. They are spoiled brats anyway. One, her posting that about the Real, not smart, okay? Because the Real spends quite a bit of money and quite a bit of time on authentication of their items. So for those who don't know, the Real is an app and a website where you can sell your items, like submit them for sale. You usually get not a good return, honestly, when you sell your luxury items to them, but you can buy luxury items from them secondhand, okay? And sometimes they're in really good quality and sometimes they're really dinged quality. Now, I personally have not bought any like severe luxury, like high-end luxury bags from the Real, but I've bought dresses, I've bought shoes, I've bought, lesser known bags and things like that, just not high-end luxury bags. But they don't come in their boxes. They don't come in like the Chanel boxes because usually this was owned by someone, either someone threw out that box or they kept the box, whatever, they just got rid of the items themselves. Usually they come in a Real box or a Real bag, okay? So even the purses, even the bags, they come in like literally like a slip bag. Sometimes it's a nicer quality bag, but usually it's not the box, and it's usually never going to be pristine because this is a secondhand item. Okay. As far as secondhand items go, like a Kelly, okay, so there's been a lot of discussion about the Hermes game of buying to be able to buy. In the instance of Izzy, she got a mini Kelly, a pink mini Kelly. To able to get to a mini Kelly specifically, like, oh, I want a pink mini Kelly for my daughter, is usually not easy, okay? And it's a bunch of hullabaloo, and it's one of those things where it's like, if you don't want to play the game, you don't have to play the game. In my personal opinion, I'm not a big fan of how Birkins look. I do like how a mini Kelly looks a little bit, but like not enough for me to be like, I'm gonna go justify spending like tens, thousands of dollars and things that I don't even really want as a means of getting this back. Okay, if I really want one and I'm like, oh my God, I'm obsessed with this color, I will just wait until it's on the Real. But even then, when you buy something on the Real, it's not discounted. Usually you would be buying it for sometimes double what you would be getting for it in the stores because you don't have to wait. You don't have to do the rigmarole of going through and spending all of that. You don't have to wait for the bag because even if you spend all that money with Hermes, that mini Kelly may not be available for you right now, okay? You may have to wait years until you were offered the color that you may want. I find it interesting from my nosy perspective, but it's not something that I'm particularly into as a consumer of nice things. But to get something like a mini Kelly like that in that color, especially if you were to buy it from the Real, it would be probably twice as much expensive, especially if you want it right now, especially for the holidays, okay? Especially in a popular color like pink, because I bet you 75% maybe of the people that are on the waiting list for a Kelly right now are probably wanting something in the shade of a pink. The Real's video came out 2 days ago at the time we were recording this, so after the Darnells Christmas haul, and after her mom made the, this is what I get for buying bags off the Real or something like that. I do not think this was a clapback because once something like this, there is a production value and a production time to it, and most things do not get rolled out this quickly, especially during the holiday season. This is probably something that was just in the works, and this is just very conveniently timed. There's a lot of people just like, oh, they clap back. I don't think this is a clapback. I think a clapback will be seen in the form of a lawsuit. If they truly are able to show that this, influencer family damaged their sales ability and damaged their brand by claiming that they sold fake fake goods. We'll see if anything happens with that. So I do want to note as well, because there have been people being like, well, I got something fake on the RealReal, or something that the RealReal claimed was authenticated and was real, and then someone was later able to prove that it was fake. And there have also been instances of the RealReal mismarking brands or not knowing what they were selling and things like that. So I do want to acknowledge that there are individuals that have claimed this, but the likelihood that one person placed an order with the RealReal and got only or mostly fake luxury goods is highly unlikely. That commercial of them talking about the like life cycle of a Kelly and all of that, that one I think was pre-made. I don't think this had anything to do with the Darnells. This one though in particular, this one I think had to do with the Darnells. It says in the captions, "We don't want there to be any confusion around our authentication process here. Let us show you how we do it." And it's a video about their authentication process. "We always keep it real. Even those who identify as more chic than geek tend to find our authentication process pretty fascinating. With over 1 million items passing through the RealReal authentication centers every month, the scale and speed of our operation is an example of what's possible when unparalleled expertise meets game-changing technology and over a decade worth of data." Just basically saying, yeah, we don't sell fake things, like go something else. Now, if you look into this yourself, you're gonna start hearing about the Yellow app or the Gate or DHgate. They're talking about DHgate. DHgate or the Yellow app is an app that sells or has sold replicas. Let's go with that. I'm gonna protect myself here. Replicas, goods, dupes, things like that, okay? Now, I do think there is something very different between a dupe, a replica, and a counterfeit, okay? A counterfeit is, I am making this bag and it's got the Hermes logo on it. I am trying to sell this to you as an Hermes bag. Now, someone who openly claims this is a replica, it can maybe look like that, but like you are selling it as a replica, but you technically, there's a lot of different legalities over which replicas are allowed and which ones aren't. I have a replica Cartier watch. I'm not wearing it, obviously, but I got it in St. Kitts when I was on the cruise last month. $200 was sold to me as a replica. Made it abundantly clear, this is not a real watch. This is a replica. Does it work? Yes. Is it a Cartier watch? No. I got it because it's one of my gold watches one day, and I was like, you know what, let me get it and see if I like wearing it, because maybe the last thing I want is to spend a ton of money on a watch that I don't actually like. And so I figured this is good. It's basically the exact same size, but there's certain things that to the naked eye you can tell this is not a real watch, okay? It's not a real Cartier watch, okay? Just looking at the item. And then you've got dupes. Dupes we've talked about quite a bit on this channel. We talked about this a lot with the Durf Avenue situation last year, and then obviously we talked about it again this year. A dupe in and of itself is not illegal, because a dupe, which this whole thing I should talk about as well, the legality of any of this is up to a lawyer to decide. It's not up to like the consumer to decide. That's a whole separate thing, obviously. But the concept of a dupe to me is it's an alternative. It's not necessarily a replacement. Well, the earliest example of a dupe that I can think of would be like someone selling a MAC lipstick, and then they're like, or you have this NYX lipstick that's third the price, okay? In the same shade, but it looks the same, but it's not the same price, okay? It's not trying to say that it's the exact same lipstick, but it's an alternative, it's a dupe. That is what I would determine a dupe to be. Or like in some instances where it's like, oh, if you don't want these fruit pajamas from Durf Avenue, there's these cherry pajamas that I found on this website or whatever the fuck, you know? Like, it's like, this is an alternative dupe-like item that's not necessarily trying to be the exact same thing. Versus a replica, versus a recreation, versus I am trying to make you think I am wearing the exact same thing as this $1,000 bag or whatever it is. The whole conversation around the Darnell Christmas haul really kind of changed into a conversation about influencing in general, okay? Because I believe it was in Kylan's video, which is now gone, so I can't confirm this, so take this with a grain of salt. She said, I thought it was always clear that, you know, sometimes you get things that are real and sometimes you get things that are fake. And it said, that shirt might be real to you, that might be true to you, but your audience has no way of knowing that when you are saying, this is from Chanel, this is from Dior, oh my God, look at this bag, yeah, it's from Dior, whatever. That's you implying that they are real and legitimate. And when on social media, your whole job is influencing, people are going to assume that you got these things. okay? And I also thought this entire holiday situation was very interesting to me because not too long before the holidays, Nikki from Nikki and Gabby, who were a sister YouTube channel, still are, but like they mostly do their own stuff now for the most part. Nikki made multiple videos talking about different lore from the Nikki and Gabby channel, including talking about how their holiday present hauls were usually things that they would just buy each other or buy themselves so that they could film them early so that they could release them first thing in the morning, Christmas Day.
Exposing things about the Nikki and Gabby channel that I've never shared on the internet, part 2. So we would actually film our What I Got for Christmas video ahead of time and buy ourselves things and say that Santa got it for us so that way we could be the first people uploading on Christmas.
The Christmas hauls this year are truly insane. There's also just been some fun ones, but you know, the fun ones are like someone got a grappling hook. That's fun, you know. I'll link some of Nikki's videos down below because I did find a lot of them interesting, talking about like just the different production that went into the Nikki and Gabby channel for years. And then you've got Kylan's video where she's like, I just assumed that people would know that it was fake or whatever, and that some things were fake. And it's like, even the concept of buying things from DHgate, because it sounds like that may have been the case, especially some of the tags, the boxes. The conversation is also happening, hey, when you're buying counterfeit goods, you're also supporting slave labor, because counterfeit goods, there is no regulation in the counterfeit market, which means there is no livable wages, there is no safe working conditions. You are actively supporting probable slave labor to make this bag, this fake bag that you are buying, just so that you can have one and keep up with the Joneses. And that is another discussion that is happening, and I think that is an important discussion that needs to be happening as well. However, when you also go and look at the current luxury market, you can look at the investigation that just happened not too long ago into Dior, and their bags that they were charging, I believe, $1,700 for, that were actually being made with $59, which is not that surprising to me. The price cost of the actual item being made, that's that self, because it's, I believe, just the fabric bag. It was the tote bag in particular, I believe. But I believe that investigation also went into the working conditions of the people that were working on these bags. I'm not trying to say that like, oh yeah, if you want to not support bad things, you should buy from the higher luxury retailers or anything like that, because obviously they're not safe either. The ideal thing would just be no one buys anything new, but that's just not realistic in the modern day. I think going into 2025, especially with, you know, how the economy is going, everyone's got some credit card debt right now. I think going into the new year, a lot of people's goals are like having like low spend years or no buy years, or like not buying anything new, or only limiting certain buying rules and things like that. And I think that that's great. And I think that that's a good place to start. But then you've also got things like the work-in.
Walmart, ladies and gentlemen, has put out a handbag that seems to be inspired by the famous Hermes Birkin bag.
Yeah, this is Walmart?
And yes, it is. And it has become a hit.
Wow.
It looks very,
very
similar to it. So some people are calling it the Work-It, and it starts at $78. It is so popular, it appears to be completely sold out in all colors on Walmart's website. So the real Birkin bag starts at, do you guys know this? $10,000. Wow. Unbelievable.
I didn't realize it was that
and
much.
can go up to hundreds of thousands. They can be auctioned off for a ridiculous amount of money.
I like the conversation that is happening around the work-in, because it's really, again, coming into like the demystifying of luxury goods and things like that. But again, I have so many questions about how the work-in is made. The work-in is Walmart's Birkin, okay? But it's not technically Walmart's Birkin. You can buy it from Walmart. You can buy it on Walmart. But Walmart is essentially operates in a lot of ways like Amazon. They're like the face, and then people can sell things at the face, basically, okay? They're the middleman. So like Walmart themselves are not actively making the Birkin, okay? But I don't think it's being called the Birkin, and I don't believe the logo is like the Hermes logo or anything like that. And so I think that's where they're getting away with it. How legal is it? I don't fully know. Steve Madden in particular, I think, is a good example of this. Steve Madden has been sued quite a bit for their replicas of other shoes. And I believe they keep coming out on the other side squeaky clean. I'm not entirely certain.
False. Ghani beat them in a lawsuit back in August.
Those things where I'm like, I think this might be a gray area, because I talked about this a little bit in the most recent Durf Avenue video talking about Matilda, where I believe patterns can be like trademarked, copyrighted. I'm not like they can be protected, but actual designs, certain things can't be within fashion. I think the Hermes Birkin, I think that might be copyrighted. I'm not certain, because I know they've gone after people before. There is a company that I have seen. Pop Sewing is like a sewing kit company. I'm not affiliated with them whatsoever, but they have a lot of different like items that look like traditional luxury items. They have a top grain leather inspired Birkin handbag for $112. Now that is a kit, so you get the pieces and then you assemble the bag yourself. So the Birkin came out before the Darnells holiday haul, okay, but I do think this is a meshing of times and topics. So a fashion theorist, Jessica, that I like, was responding to someone's comment, and this creator, Jordan Alexander, was screenshotting a comment and like responding to it, and I really liked the comment that they screenshotted, so I downloaded the video so that I could discuss this. The cannot of dupes is for lawyers. Like I said, the question of fashion theorists is, will the dupe give you the feeling you desire, and if not, why? So if you buy the Birkin because you want the Birkin, will that give you the same feeling as if you had the Birkin? And if the answer is no, why? The answer is yes, why? Is it because you truly love the Birkin and you just want the look of the Birkin? Fantastic, job is done. Okay, if the answer is no, and it's because what does the Birkin actually stand for you? Is it a status symbol because you could achieve that thing? Is it brand loyalty in your brain because you did the hard work? Depends who you ask, of getting that Birkin and going through that and spending all that money. Is that the big thing? Or is it, the fact that you got one in a color that you liked, but you're like, still not hitting. I actually don't like this thing now that it's in my hand. Kind of ugly. Who knows? Who knows? But the discussion around it is what I find truly interesting. Like, the bags are sold out. Like, I did think about getting one just to show you guys for this video and like really doing a deep dive, but like they are sold out. There's no way for me to get my hands on one currently. And like I said, I don't even really like the Birkin, so I don't even think I would be nice to like the Birkin just because I don't particularly like a Birkin. I have a bag that I'm not certain if it's real or not. I have a Prada bag that I've talked about previously. I think it was was in my Mob Wife video, but I talked about my Prada bag that I have that's like a burgundy color, okay? I bought it secondhand 2 years ago at a store in Vegas, and it came with an authentication thing, and I still don't really know if it's real because I haven't been able to find that exact color ever again. But it's one of those things where it's like, I'm operating under the assumption that it's real, but if not, I like the bag regardless. The guys in my DMs, so many of them, I don't get the sugar baby offers anymore. On TikTok, I do. If I gave you $10,000, would you use it for good? I don't know. Maybe I want to use it for crime. I don't know. But no, I get DMs on Instagram specifically telling me how many luxury fake bags they have, and they specifically say fake luxury bags. I don't know if this is a honeypot scheme or what. I don't want them. I've never been one of those people who like just want stuff to have stuff, or the thought of like, oh yes, let me round out my collection by buying all of these fake bags, because like, as someone who likes the artistry of fashion and the art of fashion, all of that, like there are bags that I like and I covet like in my brain mentally because I like the artistry of them. But like the idea of collecting them long term over time, like that's a goal. It's not like I need this right now in my hands to be happy. Like that's a one-day goal. Same with my Cartier watch that I want. That's a one-day goal. That's not something that I need to be happy right this exact moment. And once I do have my hands on it, do I think that that will achieve all happiness? No. It's a watch. Like when I was younger and I was in college and I was like, oh yeah, like I'll just order, a fake Cartier love bracelet off of AliExpress, like I definitely was that bitch. I don't think I ever wore them out though. I was always like, someone's gonna know. Like, I think my anxiety just kind of makes it so that I can't really operate in like the dupe fake world. Like in that regard, like I think I'm like, everyone can tell, because there are times where I can tell when a bag is fake, and I'm just like, they're all gonna know. In my brain, that's wasting money to me now, especially as an adult. Like when I've got a mouth to feed. He's down here sleeping. Like I don't want to be spending money on a fake bag. Now the Birkin, I've seen a lot of people that are like, I am buying it because I think it's hilarious and I think it's a collections piece. This is my 2024, Walmart Birkin. I am buying this just as a like collection piece and things like that. And I don't think there's a problem with that. I do think that's fine. I don't want to say I don't think there's a problem with people that are buying it because they want to pass it off as real, because I do think that they're feeding into the status symbol of the Birkin without admitting they want to feed into the status symbol of the Birkin. There are people that are claiming that this is bringing down the value of the Birkin, which the Hermes one, very really could be doing that. I don't know. There's been a few videos that I've seen that are very interesting of people comparing their actual Birkins or their Kellys with their Walmart Birkins, which I do find fascinating because some of them look really well done. And I find that really interesting. For those of you who don't know, Cartier does not authenticate certain bracelets anymore, specifically the Cartier Love bracelets. You can bring in a Cartier Love bracelet and you can say, can you authenticate this for me? And they will not do it because there are too many good fakes out there. Like I said, talking about replicas, there are also a lot of companies and a lot of jewelers that will recreate things so that you are getting the same style, the same material, sometimes even better materials, without the luxury goods price tag. So like they will make you a Cartier Love bracelet in solid gold, but it's not gonna be made by Cartier, okay? So you may even get a better price because it's not made by Cartier, because you're paying the luxury tax of the Cartier brand recognition. So yes, that's technically a fake item, but you're still getting, it's still in good quality. So much of this does get into like the morality of it all, where it's like, again, in those instances where you are like, I am commissioning this artist to do this thing, to make this thing in the style that I want. That's just commissioning a piece versus buying something on DHgate that could be potentially made using, poor labor, something from AliExpress, same thing. People not being paid livable wages and working in safe conditions and things like that. Now, everyone that I've been seeing that is getting the Workin is making it very abundantly clear that they have a Workin, okay? They're not trying to say that it's a Birkin, but that's all for social media. What's going to happen when they take that out into the daylight, and go shop around with it post-holiday shopping and all of that? Who knows? There's discussion around the Darnells about the, responsibility of influencers and being honest about when you have fake things versus real things, when your whole job is influencing people to buy things. There was a discussion that was happening around the time where I believe it was Louis Vuitton released a new version of the Neverfull, I believe, and they sent a bunch to influencers. And it was like, it all felt very weird, because I was like, do you like the bag? Like, I think a lot of luxury brands are raising their prices again this year, which they did last year as well. And a lot of it is like the pricing people out for the most part. And obviously with Hermes, it's like playing the game, and there's always videos. And I'm always interested in the concepts around all of this and things like that. Even if I may myself not have any active interest in playing these games, I am fascinated in learning about these games because, again, I'm nosy. Anyways, I could keep yapping about this topic. What do you think about the Workin? Have you gotten a Workin? Are you mad I did not get a Workin to review for you? How do you feel about luxury holiday hauls? How do you feel about the mixing of real and fake in the holiday hauls? Do you think it's on the parents, or do you think it's on Izzy and Kylie in their sharing of these luxury holiday hauls? I think she knew. I fully think Kylie knew. In her video, I can't check Izzy's obviously, but in Kylie's, she very clearly was like, look at this one to go with my big girl boobs. Yay. Look, so cute. Like, it's so fast. I'm like, I don't believe you didn't know. But let me know. Comment down below. Reminder, I stream on Twitch. Reminder that Swell Entertainment is now available on Spotify. Reminder to use code SWELL for 10% off on gamer subs. Shout out to my channel members who've also joined channel memberships. You can go ahead and list down below. Like to my social media. Let it be all up here. I will talk to you later when I'm not feeling sick. Have a lovely day. Goodbye. I think the funniest thing about the holiday haul situation is everyone being like, I wish people would like post their holiday hauls before Christmas, because I had no idea I could ask for a grappling hook.